So before we get started on shooting, I want to show you what kind of camera I use. I use a Sony mirrorless camera, and I think any camera that shoots RAW would do for any purpose. So it doesn't really matter what camera you use, as long as it shoots RAW, I think is really the key. I chose a 24-70 lens, zoom lens today, and I think this is a great versatile lens for me to shoot up close as well as far away. I also have prime lenses, but I feel like when I'm out and about and I want to capture a great range of imagery, I want to have the lens that has a lot of flexibility. And I think that this lens, I can do all of that 90% of the time. I also have a macro lens that I use sometimes to kind of capture the close-up details. But most of the time, this is kind of like my go-to. And I feel like it served me pretty well. The setting that I use are usually 1/125 for the shutter speed, unless it's something that involves a lot of motion, then I probably bump it up to 1/500 or something like that. In terms of aperture, I usually set it at f5, but typically I let the shutter speed dictate the imagery, and the aperture can vary. And I usually keep the ISO at ISO 100 or 200. If I need to, I can bump that up to 400 if it's low light or anything like that. So follow along with whatever camera that you have, and let's go shoot.